24, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported the teaching profession was experiencing its lowest levels of employment in 50 years. New this morning, with the school year getting underway, efforts are in place that help bolster teacher recruitment. WGEM's Sydney Lyerly is live in Palmyra, Missouri to explain. Sydney, what issues are school and state officials facing as they look to encourage more people to become teachers?
Kyle, as the schools here at Palmyra High School, as the halls begin to fill once again at the start of the school year next week, the superintendent here tells me that one of the biggest concerns teachers have is the salary. He says that the teaching shortage in Northeast Missouri has been ongoing for the last few years, and while Palmyra has been able to fill the spots this year, he says there are still things schools can do to encourage teachers to stay.
Well, the biggest thing is communication. Building relationships with those staff members, supporting them, trying to make sure that we are taking care of issues for them, from everything from giving them what they need to teach to making sure their classroom environment is the best it can be.
Harper says Missouri has passed legislation which increases the minimum teacher's salary for the 2025 and 2026 school year. He says that teaching can be a very difficult profession, but can also be very rewarding, and encourages students and current teachers to continue what they're doing. Kyle, back to you.
Sydney, thank you. Harper adds if the schools can't fill positions, there are things they can do to cover those positions for the short term, like finding a long-term sub.